Hi, boys and girls. We're here for lesson 3.9. Go grab your whiteboard if you don't have it nearby. Go pause your video, go grab your whiteboard. We're going to do some whiteboard problems together first. All right, here we go. So, the first problem I want you to write on your whiteboard, save room because you're going to write 3 in total. I want you to write this problem. I want you to write 15 minus 7. And then I want you to write 14 minus 8. And last, I want you to write 13 minus 6. Go ahead and solve all 3 of these. So pause your video and solve these 3 problems on your whiteboard. All right, so we're back. So the first one we got is 15 minus 7. So 15 minus 7 is going to equal 8 because I know 7 plus 8 equals 15. And 14 minus 8 equals 6, and I know that because 6 plus 8 equals 14. Then our last one is 13 minus 6, and I know that equals 7 because 7 plus 6 equals 13. So now what I want you to do is I want you to come up with your own problems. Okay? So you can erase your board while you're waiting. But you're going to come up with your own problems, 3 problems. And this time, instead of giving you the subtrahends, is what we call these numbers that we're subtracting, I'm going to give you the answers. I want you to come up with 3 problems, one that equals 8, one that equals 6, and one that equals 7, where you're just going to subtract. So pause your video and go ahead and try that out. All right, so I'm going to just show you what I came up with. So I came up with 16 minus 8. And just to tell you now, I tried to do double facts for a couple of them. And then I did 12 minus 6 equals 6. And then my last one, I did 12 minus 5, come on, work for me, equals 7. So those are the 3 I came up with. Your any ones that you have, long as they equal 8, 6, and 7, they don't have to be the exact same as mine. Alright, so that brings me to today's lesson. And today we're learning about how to use equations to represent problems. So our question is, how are number sentences used to show addition and subtraction situations? So again, how are number sentences used to show addition and subtraction situations? So we're going to learn how to use number sentences to show some different situations that involve addition and subtraction. So you want to make sure that you're on page 211 in your math book, and that's the first page of lesson 3.9. And so for our listen and draw today, it says write a story problem that could be solved using this bar model. So I'm going to make my page bigger because I'm going to have to do some writing, right? So you're going to write a story problem, your own story problem, that could be solved using this bar model. Okay? So go ahead and do your story problem. Be sure to do things like so-and-so had blank, right? And then they gave away blank, right? How many do they have blank? Something like that. So go ahead and pause your video, do your best on a story problem, and then when you unpause, I'll have mine ready as well. Alright, so what I came up with for this bar model, right, because there's a missing number, oops, there we go, right, so we know there's a whole and then a part and then we have this missing part. So what I wrote was Kaylee had some marbles, right, this is the sum. Her brother gave her 9 more marbles. So she had some, her brother gives her 9 more, now she has 15. How many marbles did Kaylee have to start? So we're missing the start number. So that's what I wrote for this problem. So that brings us to our math talk question. Would you add or subtract to solve your story problem? Explain. So in my problem, I would subtract, right? Because I know the total number, right? This number here, the whole, I know the total number of marbles is 15. And I need to find the number of marbles that is added to 9 marbles, right? So I have to subtract to figure out, right? So I know that I have blank marbles plus 9, which gave me 15. So to find out a missing addition problem, right, and a missing addition number in a problem, I have to subtract. I have to go 15 minus 9 is going to equal the missing number. So I have to use the opposite of addition, which is subtraction. Which is subtraction to solve. All right, so that brings us to the model and draw. And so the model and draw today says, a number sentence can be used to show a problem. There are some girls and 4 boys at the park. There were 9 children in all. How many girls were at the park? So we're going to think of this problem as there's some girls plus 4 boys at the park. There are 9 children in all, right? In all means total. How many girls were at the park? So we're trying to find the missing number. So we have this, right? The square is a placeholder for the missing number. So to solve this, I have to think a number plus 4 equals 9. So think 5 plus 4 equals 9. So there were 5 girls at the park. Another way to solve this is to think about subtraction, right? Because again, subtraction is the opposite of addition. So I could also solve this by thinking 9 minus 4 equals, and then equals 5, which was our answer. Let's continue. Let's go down to the share and show. It says, write a number sentence for the problem, use a gray square for the missing number, then solve. Okay. So the first problem says there were 14 ants on the sidewalk. Okay. Then 6 ants went into the grass. How many ants were still on the sidewalk? All right, so you're going to write the number sentence here. So we know that there were 14 ants on the sidewalk. Then 6 ants went into the grass. So they're on the sidewalk and they're leaving the grass. So that sounds like subtraction to me. So 14 minus 6 that went on the grass equals, and we don't know how many are on the sidewalk. So we're going to use a square for the missing number. So now you have to solve it. So if there were 14 and 6 went into the grass, how many are left? Well, there's 8. 8 are still on the sidewalk. All right, this one you're going to try to solve on your own. So there were 7 big dogs and 4 little dogs at the park. How many dogs were at the park? So pause your video, and you're going to do this one just like we did number 1, and then we'll check it together. All right, so here's what I came up with. There's 7 big dogs, right? Plus 4 little dogs, because they said there were 7 big dogs and 4 little dogs at the park. And we're finding how many dogs were at the park, so that's equals. So the missing number is how many were at the park. So we're going to put a square. So 7 plus 4 equals 11. So there were 11 dogs at the park. Let's go to our next page. Alright, we'll make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to read each problem to you. You're going to solve it, and then we'll check it together. So same thing. It says write a number sentence for the problem, use a square for the missing number, then solve. So this one says a group of children were flying 13 kites. Some kites were put away. So I'm going to underline some because that's the missing number. Some kites were put away. Then the children were flying 7 kites. How many kites were put away? So go ahead and pause your video, write your number sentence, and then we'll check it together. Excuse me. Okay, so there's 13 kids flying kites. And then some were put away. So if they're being put away, they're being taken away, right? But we don't know how many they took away. So we're going to put a square and then an equal sign. So then the children were flying 7 kites. So after they put some away, then there's 7. So our missing digit is right here. So how many kites were put away? So we can use an addition problem to help us figure this out. So 7 plus a number is going to equal 13. So 7 plus 6 equals 13. Number 4. There are 18 boys at the field. Okay? 9 of the boys are playing soccer. How many boys are not playing soccer? So go ahead and pause your video, come up with a fact to go here, a number sentence. And I can tell you that it's going to be subtraction. All right, so here we go. So we've got 18 boys are playing at the field. So we start with 18. And 9 of the boys are playing soccer. So we've got 18. Some are playing soccer, right? So they go away from the group. They're playing soccer, so we're subtracting. How many boys are not playing soccer? So we're going to put a blank because we don't know how many are not playing soccer. Okay, but really we do because we know 9 plus 9 equals 18. So it's a 9 because it's a doubles fact that helps me solve that one. All right, let's do one more. This time Matthew found 9 acorns. He finds 9 acorns. Greg found 6 acorns. How many acorns did the 2 boys find? So we're finding how many they found in all. Okay, so this time you're going to use addition. So come up with an addition fact to match the problem. Pause your video and do it, and then we'll check it together. Okay, so Matthew found 9. And then Greg found 6, right? We're finding how many they found all together. And so 9 plus 6 equals 15. So they found 15 acorns. And actually I made a mistake. This is supposed to be a square because that's the missing number. We didn't know how many they found till we added them together. All right. And the last one we're going to do is the Think Smarter problem on page 214. So it says, Ashley had 9 crayons. She gave 4 crayons to her brother. How many crayons does Ashley have now? Write a number sentence for the problem. Use the gray square for the missing number. Then solve. All right, go ahead and you work on that, and then we'll come back together and we'll check it when you're ready. So pause your video. All right, so let's think about this. So Ashley has 9 crayons, right? She gave 4 crayons to her brother. So she gave them away. So that means we're taking them away. So 9 minus 4 equals blank. How many does she have now? We don't know. That's the missing number. So we're going to put a blank. And so 9 minus 4 equals, you should know it equals 5 because 5 plus 4 equals 9. All right, on to our homework page. So you're going to do this page. There's 3 number sentences, I guess, and then you have to write your own story problem down here. Use as much space as you need. And then you've got some more number sentences on the back, and then some review problems. All right, good luck.